What if I told you that the voice you've been waiting for isn't outside of you at all, but already rising from within? What if every strange coincidence, every gut feeling, every whisper of intuition you've ever noticed was never random, but a direct call from your future self, breaking through the boundaries of time to reach you right here, right now? You did not arrive here by chance. This moment is not an accident. This message was released for you, timed perfectly with where you are in your journey. And once you allow yourself to hear it, to truly receive it, your reality will never look the same again. Because what you are about to uncover is not ordinary information. It is not just more words to listen to and forget. It is a key, a living key, capable of unlocking the hidden power you already carry within your own being. It is the same power your higher self has already mastered, the same power your future self is using at this very moment to create realities that would seem impossible to the version of you standing here now. The question is not whether you are ready. The question is whether you can ignore this call once it has been spoken. Because from this moment forward, the universe will not stop reminding you. It will show you signs, align events, and echo confirmations until you realize this truth cannot be dismissed. What you choose to do with it will determine the path of everything that follows. The revelation begins now, and it will hold your attention until the very last breath of this message. The ancient teaching is clear. The all is mind. The universe is mental. This simple principle contains the foundation of creation itself. Everything begins in mind. Nothing is born first on the outside. The reality you see, touch, and live in is a reflection of thought, of consciousness, of vibration. And because your mind is part of the universal mind, you carry within you the very power that shapes the universe. Knowledge of this truth is power, but knowledge without action changes nothing. The real magic lies in living it, in embodying it, in allowing it to move through your choices and your being. Most people never cross this threshold. They glimpse the truth, but only for a moment. They feel the spark, but they do not move with it. Instead, they dismiss it as coincidence. They rationalize it away, or they see it clearly and still take no action. They sink back into their patterns, their routines, their self-imposed stories of limitation. They choose the familiar weight of disbelief over the courage of transformation. And so the greatest block to manifestation rises. Inertia, the mind that refuses to move, the identity that clings to its cage, the person who waits for proof before they step into power. Inaction feeds disbelief. Disbelief feeds inaction. And together they form a cycle that traps people in the very reality they wish to leave. But your future self is not sending you riddles. It is not sending you empty words. It is transmitting a vibration, a frequency, an energetic signature from the life you are meant to step into. This frequency is not abstract. It is not poetic metaphor. It is alive. It pulses through everything you long to create, everything you dream of, everything you are destined to live. And it is being sent to you now so that you can align with it. The turning point comes when you stop waiting for your outer reality to confirm it and begin living from it here, in the present moment. When you embody the vibration of your higher self before the evidence appears, the distance between your present and your destiny collapses. Time itself bends. Manifestation accelerates. Reality mirrors what you are being, not what you are wishing. Transformation is not about becoming someone new. It is about remembering who you already are in your highest expression and daring to live that truth now. This remembrance is awakening. It is the lifting of the veil. It is the moment when the stories, fears, and limitations that covered your essence begin to fall away. It is the recognition that you have never been small, never been powerless, never been broken. You were always infinite. You were always divine. And once you remember, once you embody your higher self in thought, word, and action, the universe has no choice but to reorganize itself around your vibration. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are. The quantum field, the endless sea of possibility, responds to identity, not longing. External change never creates inner change. It is inner change that births external transformation. This is why stepping into the vibration of your future self now is the most powerful act you can take. When you speak as they would speak, when you act as they would act, when you make decisions as they would make them, you are not waiting for destiny. You are becoming it. This is the heart of the Hermetic principle. The all is mind. The universe is mental. Everything you see in the world around you is mind made visible, thought crystallized into matter, vibration expressed in form. The universe itself is consciousness dreaming itself awake. And because your mind is inseparably linked with the universal mind, you hold the same creative power within you. The mind is the great architect, and reality is its masterpiece. The Hermetic texts, the Corpus Hermeticum, speak of this truth with clarity. When the human mind aligns with the divine mind, miracles unfold. The impossible dissolves. Matter bends. Energy shifts. The invisible becomes visible. And this gift, this power, is not reserved for a chosen few. It is not locked away in ancient temples. It already lives within you, waiting for recognition, waiting for embodiment. Your future self is already living this truth. It has already stepped into this power. It is already using it to create the life you long for. And right now, it is calling you forward. That is why you are here. That is why these words found you. Not to entertain you, not to inspire you for a fleeting moment, but to hand you the key, to place before you the frequency of your destiny. The question now is not whether you will hear it. You already have. The question is what you will do with it. True magic is not about rituals or spells, but about the ability to guide your own thoughts and emotions. Every thought you hold, every feeling you cultivate, sends out a frequency, a signal that the universe responds to with precision. This is why mental discipline is not just a spiritual practice, but a tool for shaping reality. The ancient masters understood this secret. If you can master the mind, you can master life itself. What blocks people from stepping into this mastery is not a lack of knowledge, but the noise inside, the doubts, fears, contradictions, and hidden voices that send mixed signals into the field. Your higher self exists in a state of coherence. Their thoughts, beliefs, and actions all line up without resistance. There is no gap between what they want and what they believe they deserve. No fear that whispers against their dreams. No shrinking to stay safe. But when you want something while secretly doubting it, or when you crave transformation but still cling to comfort, you unknowingly generate interference, like static across a radio. This is why your connection with your future self feels unclear, because the message is being drowned out by inner contradiction. To clear this static, you must face yourself with honesty. You have to ask, where do my words and actions point in opposite directions? Where do I say I want freedom but choose chains? Where do I let fear decide for me while pretending I am led by trust? This confrontation with the shadow is uncomfortable but absolutely necessary. It reveals where your energy leaks, where your coherence cracks, where intention weakens. The truth is that pain in this process is not punishment. It is the signal that old forms are breaking apart. When you allow this, you are entering the first stage of real alchemy. The ancient alchemists called it nigredo, the blackening, the putrefaction. It is the stage of breaking down, of decomposition, where old structures collapse to make space for new life. To resist this is to resist transformation itself. To accept it is to prepare for the light. The alchemists understood that the philosopher's stone was not just a material object, but a symbol of spiritual perfection, the gold of inner harmony created from the lead of confusion and fear. The great work was never primarily about metals, but about the soul's evolution. And your work begins inside, in the laboratory of your own being. Your future self is not some distant dream. It already exists, and astonishingly, it remembers this very moment. They remember the spark of recognition that lit inside you when you read these words. They remember how this moment felt like a turning point, a choice, a crossroads. They also remember what you chose next. Did you brush off this nudge and slip back into old patterns? Or did you recognize it as the sign you had been asking for and step forward differently? Receiving the message is only the beginning. Embodying it is where the transformation happens. Your higher self can send you signs endlessly, but you must meet them halfway. This does not mean overnight revolution. It means small, steady, aligned choices. Every morning, ask yourself, how would my upgraded self move through today? Then choose one action in that direction. Speak where you would once stay silent. Step into the opportunity you would once avoid. Treat yourself with the love and respect you once thought you had to earn. Each micro choice creates a chain of momentum, gradually shifting you into resonance with the life you seek. This is where the wisdom of Thoth and the Hermetic tradition comes alive. The ancient texts say time is not linear. Past, present, and future exist together in the eternal now. That means your future self is not waiting far away, but is available to you here, speaking through intuition, resonance, and feeling. They do not strive to manifest because they already embody the truth that reality mirrors vibration. When you change the signal, the mirror changes the reflection. This is why gratitude is so powerful. Not shallow gratitude, but the unshakable knowing that what you seek already exists in the quantum field, already belongs to you in essence. This is certainty, not hope, conviction, not mere desire. When you can feel that energy now, you become a magnet to the reality that already matches it. And then life begins to respond in ways that seem impossible to logic. People arrive at the right time. Resources appear. Opportunities open. This is not luck. It is resonance. You are no longer struggling against reality. You are tuned into it. This is the essence of alchemy. Not trying to force the world to change, but becoming the gold yourself. Aligning so deeply that external reality has no choice but to match. Your future self does not strain, rush, or push life. They move with trust, knowing that what is meant is already flowing toward them like a river naturally making its way to the ocean. The only task is to stay clear, open, receptive, and aligned. This is why patience in this work is not weak waiting but active faith. It is not about sitting still and hoping. It is about showing up every day as your higher self, making aligned choices, while releasing control over how or when results come. It is like planting a seed. You water it, you give it light, but you do not dig it up to check its progress. You trust the process, knowing that growth has its own rhythm. The Hermetic principle of rhythm explains this. Everything flows in cycles, tides, and seasons. There are times of planting, times of growing, times of resting, and times of harvesting. To fight these rhythms is to create struggle. To align with them is to move in harmony. You may already sense signs of this alignment. Small coincidences, synchronicities, ease in decisions, a feeling of lightness in your chest, old triggers losing their grip, a calm trust in the unfolding of life. Do not ignore these. They are proof that your signal is clearing. They are milestones on the path. Every time you notice them, you strengthen your faith and deepen your alignment. Each choice you make from this place, whether large or small, is a vote for the life your future self already lives. The great secret is that your future self is not a fantasy. They are you, already existing in another frequency, waiting for you to tune into them. The more you act from their energy now, the more their world becomes yours. You do not have to wait for permission. You do not have to be fully ready. Readiness grows as you walk. Each small step, each honest choice, each moment of trust is a thread weaving a new reality. This is the art of true manifestation, dissolving the noise, aligning with love, choosing expansion over contraction, allowing rhythm to carry you, and trusting that the mirror of life will always reflect who you are becoming. Your future self remembers this moment. And one day, when you are living in that expanded reality, you will remember it too, not as a distant possibility, but as the exact point where the tide turned, where the noise cleared, where you chose to become the gold. Life is always moving in cycles, shifting between light and dark, joy and pain, rise and fall. The Hermetic masters taught that this constant dance of opposites is not meant to confuse us, but to show us the rhythm of existence. Mastery comes when we stop fighting these shifts and instead learn to walk through them with balance and calm. When we recognize the natural rhythm of the universe and move with it instead of against it, energy flows to us freely. We no longer struggle against resistance, and life begins to respond in ways that align with our deepest truth. Thoth revealed that the key to awakening your higher self is not just to understand this rhythm, but to declare it with full intention. A wish is not enough, because a wish keeps things at a distance. What is required is a vow, a conscious promise spoken into the quantum field, a soul-level declaration that you are ready to embody your future self. This vow is not just a private thought. It is a signal broadcast across the universe that you are not here for entertainment or distraction, but for true transformation. It is the sound of your soul crying out, and in that cry, all the forces that support you take notice and begin to move in your favor. When you declare your readiness, a shift happens. Your signal becomes so clear that your future self can use it like a bridge. It is like tuning a radio that was once fuzzy. Suddenly the frequency locks in, the messages sharpen, the synchronicities multiply, and the guidance becomes unmistakable. Every part of your being aligns with your highest potential, and in that alignment, the shadows of doubt and confusion begin to dissolve. You start to feel a clarity that lights the way forward, reminding you of who you really are. Your future self wants you to know something that the present you often forgets. You are not behind. You are not late. You have not missed your moment. Every single experience you have lived, whether painful or joyful, has been a precise preparation for the point you stand at now. The obstacles built your strength. The setback sharpened your vision, and the times you felt lost carved the depth of your longing for truth. Even your mistakes were not mistakes at all. They were divine adjustments, gently guiding you back toward the highest version of yourself. From your present point of view, you cannot always see the perfection in this path, but your future self sees it clearly and with joy. They are not worried about you because they know you are exactly where you need to be. But this recognition alone is not enough. Knowing the truth is only the first step. The true transformation begins when you integrate this wisdom into your daily choices. Thoth taught that real wisdom is not found in ideas, but in applying those ideas. It is not enough to speak of alchemy. You must live it. Your future self is not some distant figure waiting at the end of time. They exist in the eternal now, as the living manifestation of your highest potential. Integration means embodying this future self in the present moment, aligning your actions with the truth of who you already are. This does not require rituals or ceremonies. It requires awareness and conscious action. Every decision becomes an act of alchemy, turning the lead of the old self into the gold of the awakened self. The path is not about leaving the physical world behind, but about walking through it with the wisdom of higher dimensions. Your intuition becomes the compass that bridges the present self and the future self. This intuition is not guessing. It is the direct voice of your expanded consciousness. The challenge is to trust it and act on it, even when it defies the logic of your current mind. Often, the steps your future self guides you toward will not look like progress. They may appear as detours, setbacks, or risks. But from the perspective of expanded vision, every step is in perfect alignment. To follow this guidance is to step into mastery. Trust in the unseen, faith in the greater plan, and willingness to leap into the unknown are the qualities that separate intention from manifestation. This is the leap of faith that transforms you from a seeker into a master, from one who waits into one who creates. Your future self is not someone else. It is you, already whole and awake. They are the part of you that remembers what your current self has forgotten. Every conscious choice, every act of faith, every step you take into alignment draws you closer to becoming this version of yourself. This is the essence of true alchemy, the slow but powerful process of transmuting the lower self into the higher self, of living in remembrance of who you really are. As you begin to embody this future self, you will notice something extraordinary. Your very presence becomes medicine for others. Without speaking, without trying, you awaken memory in those you encounter. It is as if a song long forgotten suddenly begins to play inside them. You become a walking reminder of truth. This is how transformation spreads, through example, not persuasion. You show what is possible simply by living it. Your personal transformation ripples far beyond you. Rupert Sheldrake's idea of the morphic field helps explain this. Every time you transform yourself, you strengthen the field of possibility for everyone else. Your healing makes it easier for others to heal. Your awakening makes it easier for others to awaken. What you overcome in yourself echoes in the collective, lifting the burden for humanity as a whole. Your future self already lives in a reality where love is stronger than fear, where unity replaces division, where humanity rises together. This world is not a fantasy. It is a potential that already exists, waiting for enough people to align with it. Each time you choose your higher path, you make this potential more real, not only for yourself, but for the entire collective. Every synchronicity you experience, every moment of perfect timing, is the universe confirming that you are in alignment with this future. At this level, what feels like miracles are simply the natural effects of living in resonance with the quantum field. Time itself begins to reveal its true nature. It is not a straight line from past to future. It is layered and multidimensional. Your future self exists right now, in the eternal present. Transformation is not about traveling to reach them. It is about dissolving the illusion of separation and realizing you already are them. As you stabilize in this truth, your frequency radiates outward like a tuning fork. Those who come near you feel something awaken within themselves. Without effort, without explanation, your state of being becomes a transmission. This is the purest form of service. You no longer need to convince anyone. By embodying your truth, you silently give others permission to embody theirs. The ripple effect is immeasurable, touching lives in ways you may never witness. The healing you accomplish within yourself is never only for you. When you release old pain and trauma, you help heal the shared wound of humanity. Your awakening helps the collective awaken. Your future self lives in this truth and sees clearly how every act of inner transformation is also an offering to the whole. The recognition of oneness becomes your foundation, and from this unity, love flows naturally through you as a medicine for the world. The choices you make now ripple forward into generations. The old patterns of fear, separation, and limitation stop with you. In their place, you plant new patterns of love, empowerment, and unity that your children and their children will inherit. You become an ancestor of light, seeding the foundation of a brighter humanity. This is why your personal journey is also a cosmic mission. You are both the pioneer and the beneficiary of this awakening. Your future self is calling to you now, reminding you that they already exist in the present moment. Every step you take in faith, every choice you make in alignment brings their reality into yours. You are not walking toward them. They are rising within you. The truth is simple. By transforming yourself, you help transform the world. By awakening to your higher self, you create space for humanity to awaken with you. By remembering who you are, you invite others to remember too. And together, the tapestry of human destiny is rewoven, not through force, but through the quiet and unstoppable power of awakened consciousness.